in what was yet another breathtaking installment of one of the most exciting matchups in men's tennis. Carlos Alcaraz defeated Jannik Sinner 6-7, 6-6, 4-7, 6-3 to claim the China Open title in Beijing. This clash of the two rising stars once again showcased their unmatched skill and intensity, proving why they are the future of the sport. The match highlighted not only their technical prowess but also the fierce mental strength both players bring to the court. The world No. 1, Alcaraz, showed his resilience after being down 2-5 in the first set and even facing 4-6 in the tiebreaker. Despite those daunting challenges, he pulled off a remarkable comeback to take control of the match. And the match he continued have a match that he was down in key moments but managed to win 7 consecutive points, sealing a win that seemed in many ways inevitable given his momentum this year. In a rivalry to remember, Alcaraz vs. Sinner. This latest chapter in their rivalry means Alcaraz has now won 6 of their 10 matchups, including all 3 encounters in 2024, first at Indian Wells, then at the French Open, and now here in Beijing. Alcaraz and Sinner have consistently pushed each other to new heights, creating some of the most dramatic matches on the ATP Tour. After the match, Alcaraz himself reflected on how finely balanced their contests are, saying, "He could win in 2, I could win in 2. He could win in 3, I could win in 3. Alcaraz's victory in Beijing comes as he hits his best form of 2024, a recovery from his earlier disappointment at the US Open, where he exited in the 3rd round. Throughout the China Open, Alcaraz has looked sharp, playing aggressive tennis, regularly moving to the net to finish off points with volleys and smashing powerful forehands into the corners. This dynamic style was evident throughout his performance, as he earned opportunities in all 6 of Sinner's service games, creating 5 breakpoints. Yet Sinner's ability to absorb pressure and find clutch moments made it a tight contest. The battle for mental supremacy. While Alcaraz was able to tap into his best tennis at will, Sinner found his when it counted most. The Italian saved breakpoints with impressive composure and grit, staying in the match despite facing heavy fire from Alcaraz's relentless attack. In the first set tiebreak, Sinner turned around what seemed like a sure Alcaraz win by powering a return from an Alcaraz serve that left the Spaniard scrambling. The tension of the match continued in the second set, with both players fighting for every point. Alcaraz managed to break Sinner in the 9th game of the set, an achievement that felt like a long-awaited payoff after a series of missed opportunities earlier in the match. Despite this, it was clear that Sinner was not going down without a fight, and his ability to challenge Alcaraz at crucial moments was a testament to the mental strength both players brought to this encounter. A third set for the ages. In the decisive third set, Alcaraz appeared to be pulling away, breaking Sinner's serve in the 3rd game and nearly extending his lead further. However, once again, Sinner clawed his way back, breaking Alcaraz to level the set at 4-4. The match, as it so often does between these two, came down to a tiebreak, where Sinner's almost unbeatable record of 1-8-1 in tie-breaks this season loomed large. But Alcaraz, showcasing his extraordinary clutch play, came up big when it mattered most. After trailing 0-3 in the tiebreak, Alcaraz surged back with some of his finest tennis of the match, hitting a volley to pull within 3-1, and then executing a jaw-dropping flick after stretching for a disguised push down the line. He then closed out the tiebreak with confidence, winning 7 straight points to secure the victory in 3 hours and 20 minutes of high-octane action. Where does this rivalry stand? The rivalry between Alcaraz and Sinner is becoming the central storyline in men's tennis, with Alcaraz now leading their head-to-head battle 6-4, and both players exchanging Grand Slam titles in 2024. It is clear that they are setting a new standard in the sport. Both have not only risen above the rest of the field, but are also emerging as the biggest challenge for even the likes of Novak Djokovic. Their ability to elevate their game against each other, much like the legendary matchups between the big three, signals a new era in men's tennis. Jannik Sinner entered the final in Beijing with an extraordinary 5.95 record for the year, including a near-flawless 3.92 on hard courts. Despite the loss to Alcaraz, he remains the world #1 and is still on course to finish the year on top. His ability to compete at such a high level against Alcaraz, despite falling short in this match, is a testament to the thin margin separating these two players. A broader context for tennis in 2024. While Sinner remains under scrutiny due to an ongoing appeal in a doping case, it hasn't seemed to affect his on-court performance. Alcaraz, meanwhile, continues to put pressure on his rival, climbing back to the #2 spot in the rankings after his victory in Beijing. This final was yet another example of how these two are pushing each other and leaving the rest of the ATP field struggling to keep pace. The biggest takeaway from this rivalry is that it's far from over. With Alcaraz now up 3-0 in their 2024 meetings, the stakes will only get higher as we head into the closing stages of the season and beyond. The rivalry between Alcaraz and Sinner may well define the future of men's tennis for years to come, much like Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic before them. And as long as they continue to raise their level, every match between these two is sure to be a must-watch event. In the end, it wasn't just Sinner who lost, it's the rest of the field, who must be wondering how they can compete with two players who are so far ahead of the pack. This rivalry isn't just about two players at the top, it's about the future of the sport itself, and it's only going to get better from here. As the tennis world keeps an eye on this incredible rivalry, Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner continue to push each other to new heights. With Alcaraz now leading their 2024 head-to-head, it's clear this is only the beginning of an epic saga. Make sure to subscribe for more updates on their next thrilling encounter. This rivalry is only going to get more intense from here.